Hello, everyone, and welcome tonight. I am Sean, and I am joined, as always, by, well, no, not tonight. I'm joined by Jack Porkins.
You got it. Jack Porkins, Red 6. Copy that, Gold Leader. Red 6 standing by.
So welcome to an episode of the October episode, the Halloween episode.
Shiny
New Toys. We're going to talk about some of the cool stuff that came out in gaming during the month of October.
There's a lot of cool stuff from all of the different properties that we love and enjoy.
That absolutely is. We got some favorites, right, that are pretty much going to be in every month.
Yep.
But we do try to cover the gambit. We got some board games and some miniature games.
Yep.
And card games are in here, too.
Yes.
So we got a pretty
old republished games.
Oh, yes. You tell me put that one in. But, yeah, we got a pretty, heavy slate tonight. So you want to dive in right
Let's
into
do it.
All
Let's
right,
get right into it.
I'm going to start with these things here.
Oh, love it.
Because I want to open them.
Good. I'm glad because I do too. Let's see here.
With everything in there. Your costume's amazing, by the way.
Jack Porkins. I can hold it.
All right.
Love that character.
So Dungeon Shield has come out with a couple. They ventured into role playing now, right?
Yes.
So Dragon Shield usually is a card game kind of company that makes sleeves
and boxes and stuff like that. Yeah, they sure do.
And they have started dipping their toe into role playing games.
And this stuff actually looks pretty darn cool. There's the Game Master Companion and the Player Companion. These are, you've seen folios, like stuff where you carry your, maybe your book and your character sheet, and maybe some spell cards or something. This Player Companion is kind of like an advanced one of those. So it has character sheet information. It's got a dice tray. It's got a place for your book, character sheet, notes, pens, pencils, dice, everything that you as a player might need to take to your game night table. So, and you'll see it's in a nice leather-bound kind of
it's
package.
really nice, and it's matching too. So
yes. The Dungeon Master one has even way more stuff because it's got a place for you to put soft inserts for models. So if you have any metal models that you want to take with you that you don't want to just throw into a bag, it's got a place for those. It's got places for your notes. It's got a DM screen that's actually built in, and the DM screen has an initiative tracker along the top where you can actually slide cards for the initiative tracker. All kinds of really cool stuff. And they are both designed so that you can see here with this glossy stuff where you can put inserts in and write with either wet erase or dry erase.
So this is the character folio.
Yep.
So as you can see, you can slide your character sheet in here.
Yep.
There's like a little gloss thing.
And you got a dice tray.
You put your minis in here. They give you some foam to help with your minis. I think the minis can go in here because it's actually foamed at the bottom.
Yep.
Pencils, tokens, and then I believe it fits a book, right?
Yes, it's supposed to. It is exactly supposed to fit a player's handbook. So
we'll take a book. We'll set it in there.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Everything you need.
Everything you need is in your box for your character, which is exciting because we're going to talk about something else for your characters later.
Yes, we are.
For role playing. But yeah, this thing, it comes with a
dry
erase marker. There's the foam. It's a little advert for some of the other stuff they make. Looks like it's just the two that we're about to show you. And then they give you, because Dragon Shield, at the back of their dragon cards, their boxes, they have different colors. So like matte red has a specific dragon on it, and on the back has a little fluff about that dragon. Yes. They made 5th edition stats for some of their dragons. And then it gives you a little bio about this one is Repodon, which is a huge legendary black dragon.
What challenge rating is this one?
This one is...
He's a... do they have a challenge rating on there?
I don't see it.
Oh, no, they didn't tell. So he's just really tough.
He's a huge legendary black dragon. My question is, I wonder, because it gives you the story about Repodon, is there multiple ones? Because every Dragon Shield has a different dragon on it. So there's probably like 40 different dragons.
There's one in here. Let's check what's in here.
Is there a dragon in here?
Yeah, I bet there is. Of course. Yeah, I'm sure.
But I wonder if each player book there
gets a different dragon.
Gets a different dragon that they did, which would be pretty sweet.
That's interesting.
That goes there. And then this one, Barlow is really excited
about. Oh, I'm
right?
so hip to this one.
This is for the Game Master.
Yes, this is the Game Master one with the shield. I think so. It's got the dragon, the Dungeon Master, and it's also foolproof. You can't get into it.
It's full. So it is literally just a box that you cannot get into. I thought it was going to be magnetized.
I think it's the other end. Yeah, I think is it this end that's right there.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Because that's the Dungeon Master screen.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
All right, so pull the box out here.
Yep.
First and foremost, this
Yep.
is the Dungeon Master screen.
And you'll notice along the top, there's actually, it's a slit, and that's for you to insert initiative cards. So you can have your initiative or any things that you want to display, and you can just slide them right on the top of the Dungeon Master
And
screen.
then here's what the inside where you can slide your papers in and whatever you feel like doing.
And also, you'll see they have the dry erase part up here, so you can do the dry erase stuff. If you
This
want
is
to.
actually like,
Yeah.
this is cool.
It's fancy, right?
Well, this is fancy.
Yeah.
And then the box has, I think it has a different dragon. It has
Is it?
Estorax, yeah.
Cool.
And this is a Neither dragon, which is, this is their slate dragon on their matte slate shields, just because I like the art, so I know what that one is.
awesome.
But it gives you fluff on all the dragons. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
There's some more adverts. And then,
Ooh, look at
oh,
this. Yeah, see, here we go. Now we're
mini
cooking.
trays.
Yeah, see, you can put your dice, your minis.
Carrying like strap.
Yep.
There's your dry erase mark. Oh my goodness, how many? There's all kinds of miniature trays in
Yeah.
here.
And look, are those the cards over there? Are those the initiative cards that they have?
Oh, here's the initiative card. So
Yeah.
they're dry erase.
Yep, and you
Really
just
fit.
mark names on them. You stick them like that.
Oh my goodness, this thing is. I actually didn't know
cool
how
is that?
awesome this thing was.
Right? It's got a lot going on.
This thing is absolutely amazing.
Yep. So if you want to track your initiative in a different way, so people can see across the screen
And
rather
then,
than
you got a box where you can
Yeah.
throw. But dude, I am shocked. I didn't know there was mini trays in here.
right. Yeah. And you can see these are designed for all kinds of stuff. So you can put miniatures, you can put dice in some of them. Those
Dice,
are also
right.
sized for cards. So if you have like cards you want to hand out,
And they fit
or
pretty
spell
well.
cards,
So
yeah.
if you like want to like make half of it a mini, and then the other
Yep.
half your dice and bags,
or
and
if you only
pencils,
take or your books, if you take half out,
books,
and
and then
books,
books and stack the
top,
minis on
yep.
top, or however you want. Dude,
Yep.
this thing is
it's pretty slick, right?
this thing is awesome.
And it's even got this little fancy strap, so you can sling it over your shoulder. You can carry it.
So yeah, if you enjoy role playing and you don't have the setup, or you travel for
Yes,
role playing
yes,
right
yes.
to stores or whatever, this is for you. It's
pretty cool set, isn't
This
it?
thing is awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty psyched about this. There's neat stuff in there.
This is great. All right, I could talk about this for the entire episode. We could have done a single video or something.
Now here's the tricky
Oh,
part,
here's
right?
the tricky part, right? So you gotta
So I think it's
watch this unfold. Watch the magic unfold, people. How the sausages
that's the
and-
bottom, right? That's the bottom right
I
there.
think so.
Yep.
Yep.
And this, I think that's the one on
This
top.
one goes-
and then, or one or the other, or maybe it doesn't matter. There you go.
Well,
We're having technical difficulties, but we know how it is.
If you guys, oh, there it is.
There you go. Got it.
There it is. Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. This thing is great.
Love it. Totally love it. Very excited.
And I
about
love
that.
because Dragon Shield makes a lot of stuff, so it's
Yeah.
exciting that this is like right out of the gate how
Yes.
cool this stuff is,
Yes.
because you know this is just the beginning, right?
Yeah, they've got to do more stuff for this, and I'm sure they will. And again, they're quality products. I mean, you talk about like their card sleeves. Their card sleeves are recognized as some of the nicest around, right? I mean, they're really good.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we're going to jump into Barlow's favorite.
Lord of the
We're
Rings.
going to talk about some Lord of the Rings games that came out
Two
for
different
FFG.
games. Yes,
Two different games.
So this is the Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring expansion. What this does is it takes the first, I think, is it the first 4 maybe sets or 2 or 4 sets that they released? And I think this actually is the core box. So this is the core, but this didn't just come out this month. It's the Fellowship of the Ring expansion that came out, and what it does is it's got like the first sets that they did. Because remember, this is 2nd edition, so the first 4 sets, and it's all the entire story. It's 4, and it's the entire story of what happened in the first book, The Fellowship of the Ring. So it starts from them escaping the Shire to them going to Moria, all of this. So it's all covered under that as part of the story. And that's
So this
that's
is the core box. We
yes,
grabbed the wrong
yeah,
box.
Yes, exactly right.
Okay,
yes,
so
that's
there's
on me.
another box that are expansions that like he's saying.
Yes.
So this has been out,
Look,
but there's an expansion
Jack
for the
Porkins
game.
is known to make mistakes, and some of them are fatal. We understand this, and so we know we've seen what happens to Jack when he makes mistakes.
So Lord of the Rings came out with an expansion for this game. This is the core box. You'll be
Yes.
looking for the expansion box. Do you know what the expansion box is called?
Fellowship of the Ring.
Fellowship of the Ring.
Yep,
So you'll be
Fellowship
looking for
of
the
the Ring.
Fellowship of the Ring, and it's a different box than this one. We just happened to grab the wrong box.
And this is for the Journeys in Middle Earth game, which I've talked about quite a bit. It's the kind of dungeon crawler, tabletop that is app driven. This expansion adds raids, and it adds new monsters and new models and cards and things that you
It's
can
got the
add
Witch
to your-
King, right?
Yes, it sure does. Right there. Look
Witch
at that.
King, yeah.
On a fell beast.
On a fell beast.
How cool is
Now,
that?
you love this game.
I do love that game. It's great. So of the different like dungeon crawlers that are after, there's Descent, there's Imperial Assault, there's this. I feel like this one does the best job of really making it so that you're interested in adventuring, right? Because if you play this like Imperial Assault, you want to just go out and destroy all the Imperials, right? You're a rebel and you want to just blast all the Imperials. With this, if you just go out and try and kill all the orcs, you're going to lose the game because you have to accomplish tasks, and a lot of that is by exploring. A lot of that is picking up things, solving problems, doing more than just fighting. Fighting is just a component of the game. It is not the core component of the game. So, and the app does a great job of driving the story along and making it very evocative. I have nothing but great things to say about that game.
But you love this game.
Yeah,
All right, you want to grab the oldie but a goodie?
Let's do that right here. All right, now you guys, you've probably heard of this, and Steve Jackson's Car Wars. It's one of the oldest games out there that was designed to play with, basically with your Matchbox cars, right? I mean, they had at the time of the original release, I think it was little cardboard cars that were used that you drive around. This is a re-release. The rules are, it's 6th edition. But with a lot of the Steve Jackson games, the rules are very, very similar to the original edition. So don't expect major steps forward. If you played Car Wars, you're going to recognize this game.
You understand how to play this game.
The cool part about this is check out these miniatures that come in the box. These are some sweet plastic miniatures that you can paint up that are designed to look perfect for Car Wars.
For Car Wars. And also,
Yes.
too, if you happen to play, remember Gaslands we talked about?
Oh,
Gaslands?
yes.
These cars would be great for Gaslands, right?
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect for Gaslands.
And the other thing is this is a 2-player starter set. It's blue-green. There is another 2-player starter set that has the same setup except different cars, and it's called the red-yellow one. So you can have,
So
again,
there's
up to
2
4
different
players.
starter sets,
Yes.
basically.
Yes.
They're both 2-player starter sets.
Yes, they're both 2-player
and
starter
they come with
sets.
different cards.
Yes, they come with totally different
everybody's
cars.
So there's 2 different ones that we have. This is the
It's the
blue,
red,
green,
blue-green.
and then there's red, yellow. All right.
Absolutely. So that is a very exciting thing. What are we going
Grab
with next?
another old 10th
Oh.
anniversary.
I can't believe this game has been around for 10 years. It feels like it just came out not long ago, but it's been 10 years.
I can believe it's successful, right? Because it's such a fun game. Like
it's
if you've
super
not
fun.
played Smash Up, it is a blast, and it's easy to learn.
Yep.
It's easy to teach.
Yep.
And it's just a blast. You play 2 to 4 players, a multiplayer game. We've actually played 5 players too.
Yeah, you totally can.
Yeah.
So you're trying to take over bases, and this set, if you're not familiar with Smash Up, you basically take 2 different concepts. So like in a box that has 10 decks, you smash 2 of them together, and that's your.
So you
your
can get like Martian and
Cowboys.
Monster. Yeah, Cowboys.
So I've got
Martians
Alien
and
Cowboys.
Alien
Yeah.
Cowboy deck.
Or scientist dinosaurs.
And they make. I bet there's 20 expansions for this game, right? With new factions. There's
That
probably
has to be
40
100 decks.
Yeah, there's probably I said 40. I went conservative, but
Decks,
40
all
to
of it.
100 decks.
Yeah,
This, a lot.
It's a ton. Well, and this has 3 new factions in it, so 3 new deck types in it. It's got new larger cards, which are the Titans, which you can go and you have to fight. It's a mechanic that they added partway through the seasons. And apparently a new way to play this, which it looks like it's a big base scenario where you're all attacking one big base rather than, separate different bases. So, again, can't say enough good stuff about Smash Up. I can't believe it's been around for 10 years. And it looks like this box is where you could put many of your cards because the decks are small. They're like, they're 15 card decks, right? 15 or 20 card decks. And so when you combine them all, you just throw them all in there and you can store it.
What's great about this, too, is that I believe that this set, that's his 10th anniversary set, is great for if you want to get started in Smash Up, you can buy this.
Yes.
And if you've played Smash Up, you can buy this, too, because they put 3 new factions, 11 new Titans, and a new way to play the game, right?
Exactly.
This is a great box for anyone who likes Smash Up or wants to give Smash Up a try.
And if you haven't played Smash Up, you absolutely should.
Absolutely should try to play Smash Up.
Relatively inexpensive entry. Oh, now we're getting somewhere else.
We're getting Star
special.
Wars to your heart. So Star Wars Legion came out with a couple new items. It's got Din Djarin, right? That's how you pronounce it?
Din Djarin, yes.
Din Djarin.
And Grogu.
And Grogu.
Grogu.
Baby Yoda is now in the game.
And do you see this model? The great little moment. He's got the little frog sticking out of his mouth. The little, not the egg, the little frog when he put the frog halfway in his mouth and then took it. Yeah, he's got that in there.
It's got him and the assassin droid, right? Like,
yep. That set actually has both IG-88 and IG-11 in it. So you can paint them up. It's the IG series assassin droid set, but there's 2 models. So you can have both of them, 11 and 88.
And we like Legion here too.
Yeah.
Like Legion's a fun game because I like Legion because it can be played either way. Like if you want a more competitive game, you can play competitively and do some really mean stuff.
Some shenanigans.
But if you want to play Star Wars too, right,
Yes.
you can absolutely just make the movies. You
Yes.
can play the movies. And all the cards pretty much play like their characters in the movies
Yes,
and stuff.
they do.
So, yeah, Star Wars Legion's another great game. I think we only talk about great games on here. I think that's the
we
theme.
refuse garbage games.
Right,
we only talk about great games.
But
Only
yeah,
talk
so there's
about
some new minis coming out. If you were lucky enough, this did come with a special edition Grogu fig.
And it was him holding his little cup full of soup.
Coffee mug,
So his
yeah.
little coffee mug.
And
it
so
was great.
if you can check your local game store about that to see if they might have a couple in, because it came in the first wave
only. Yep.
of the orders. And
that was
then,
early this month.
yeah, and if your store had to restock, then it's gone.
Yep.
Like it's gone.
Yep.
But you might want to check to see because there might be another little special edition fig for you.
Here's another. This, of course, I mean, the Battle of Yavin.
We haven't talked about X-Wing in a while.
No,
it's been a
haven't.
while for X-Wing.
Well, this is something new they've done. They've got a scenario pack, and a scenario pack. Basically, they have new pre-constructed cards so that you can populate out ships and things that you would have seen at the Battle of Yavin. Plus, there is a new way to play this where it has a trench run built into it, and there's tokens and stuff built for that. And as I was looking through here, I'm seeing the different cards. Look, who's third on the list there for the new cards?
Jack Porkins, you're in there. Look at this.
Look at that.
Jack
There we
Porkins
go.
Gets his own card for the
My
Battle of
namesake
Yavin.
in the Battle of Yavin.
But this has no
pack.
ships or anything in it. It's
No.
just a scenario pack, right?
It's all cards and tokens. That's all it is for this because they assume that you have the ships. It would be ships that would have been at the Battle of Yavin. Now, interestingly, there are some TIE interceptors there, which we obviously did not see on screen in Star Wars. But they, presumably
they make us seem TIE interceptors are everywhere.
Exactly.
Right? Like
they may have had some somewhere, that we just didn't see them. So take that with a grain of salt.
Another favorite on our show.
Oh, we talk about this every month.
Yeah, we actually alluded to this last month.
Yes,
we
did.
That they were
We
coming.
did.
So the Sentinels have come.
They've arrived
for Crisis Protocol, and I can say when they are glued together and out of the box, they are awesome.
They're so cool.
They are
look so
such
good.
great models. So you get a 2-pack of Sentinels, and then there's the Sentinel Prime, which is their leader, right?
Yes,
So you can
yes.
make a whole army of just Sentinels.
Yeah, an entire squad with these 2 boxes. Is there? I think there might be room for one other, depending on the how much power you have in the game. If it's like, so I think these 2 add up to like 15 or 16. I think is something like it, or maybe it's 14. I forget what it is.
With
but,
all 3?
Yeah, with all 3. I think
okay.
I think that's what they were saying. I don't quote me on that. Jack Porkins is from a totally different franchise, so you can't trust what Jack says about this.
But but these models are great, and like we're actually going to do a scenario where we're going to get a bunch of X-Men running around from like about 4-on-4 game with X-Men trying to run away from the Sentinels and
How
stuff.
cool is that?
So yeah, it's going to be really cool, and the minis are great. We talk about Crisis Protocol every month. We will continue to talk about Crisis Protocol every month. It's an awesome game. You should give it a try. This is the new thing that came out in October.
And the other thing that's awesome is the models are in scale with the downed Sentinel terrain that they had earlier that they released. So it's the same scale.
It's just such a good game. And they release stuff every month, which is awesome.
Super fun.
It's super nice.
Super fun.
All right, and another big company. Actually, we're talking about a couple big companies here. So Games Workshop came out with a new Underworld set, Gnarlwood. And so every year, I believe now, Games Workshop releases a new season of Underworlds.
Yes.
This is the current season. It comes around about October every year, I believe, too.
Yeah, I think it does.
And so this comes with 2 new gangs straight out of the box. So you got another Chaos gang with all different minis, and then the Grave Guard.
The Grave Guard. How cool is that?
And they're all new sculpts. They're all like character figs too, like because they are all named characters in Underworld.
And a lot of them they make War Scroll cards that you can use in Sigmar too, right? I mean, you can some of the ones you can carry over and use in other games.
Yeah.
So again, this is if in the you know the overall Sigmar storyline probably a little better than I, but this is where they're going into Gur, right?
They're in Gur, yeah.
for this,
Basically, everything in Sigmar right now, like story-wise, is focused on the realm of Gur, which is the realm of Beast. So Warcry's in the realm of Beast right now. The season of Age of Sigmar is actually in the realm of Beast, and so is Underworlds, which is really cool because they explore other, the realms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I will say, I think Underworlds is a very underrated game.
It's probably the tightest game design that GW has.
Yeah, and it's actually a
really
very fun game. It has a deck mechanic into it, and the models are great as always with Games Workshop games.
You can play it in a
like
relatively quick 30 minutes,
maybe. Yeah, like if that.
Yeah, and it does have it is competitive. It really is competitive.
And it is a competitive game.
I like that.
And and it's very easy to learn. So yeah, no, I think if you enjoy those type of well, you have to enjoy deck mechanics.
Yeah, you definitely have to enjoy deck mechanics. So this is we talked about before. Remember we talked about Unmatched, and Unmatched is more of a card game that has a model mechanic. I'd say this is more of a model game that has a
I think
or
it
board
actually
game
blends
that has
it together
Yeah.
pretty well. I believe
it really
Underworlds
does.
actually does, and they came out with some because one of the complaints with any card game, right, is that stuff rotates out, or you have to buy cards that are specific in other games.
Yes.
Well, what they did was they came out with a format. I believe it's called Rivals.
I think you're right.
And what happens is each gang comes with its own deck.
Yeah, it's core deck.
Core deck. Yep. And if you go to a Rivals format, you're playing with that core deck.
So nobody is at an advantage because they bought like all the expansions
and have
got
all the cards.
Extra,
they just have their deck that they have, whatever their gang is. So I think that's a pretty neat way to play the game. Yeah. And it's cool that Games Workshop, is starting to branch out into that type of format and everything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially with one of their big properties, I mean, Sigmar is a great property.
Absolutely. Let's go with the minis. Here.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
So we got some new pre-painted plastics. We have some more of the Critical Role.
Yep. These are Critical Role. This is Bell's Hells. So there's all the characters on there, including Mister, which appears to be a monkey, which is awesome. There's a werewolf and a character that turns into a werewolf. And then this is the
Beholder collector set.
Beholder set. Yeah. So they're all the same model, right? So they're all the same model, but they've been painted to match. There's three professional painters that had their different takes on them on these models, and so they've recreated those professional takes on those different ones, and you can see from the eyes the way they treat the eyes differently. In a lot of ways, they look like different models. I mean, they really do not. They don't look like the same model, especially when you look at the eye.
Yeah, absolutely. And they show you. They give you a little bio about the artist that did the paint job.
Yep.
And then these are actually painted
they're pretty nice.
A little higher standard than the normal pre-painted plastics are. Especially this frost eye here. That thing's awesome.
And back before WizKids was doing this, back when there was Wizards of the Coast was doing the plastic models, they had a Beholder set as well, which I think had 4 Beholders in it, and it is extremely hard to get now. It is extremely rare. If you get it aftermarket, you're going to pay a pretty penny for it. But frankly, when you look at those models and you look at these are just nicer models. And they look better.
Yeah, so we figured we'd just let you all know there's some more pre-painted minis, especially if you want to put some Beholders in your campaign, or if you enjoy Critical Role or NPCs.
You can do
anything
so
you
many
want
cool
with these pre-painted minis.
Yeah, I love them.
So it's a little kind of eclectic pack of miniatures.
Yep.
All right, we'll talk about this thing now. This thing, have we opened one yet?
No, but open it up, rip it open. Let's see what it is.
So Ultra Pro came out with this is for your miniature, right?
Yes. So this is for imagine your Dungeons and Dragons miniature that you want to either display or take with you or do something with. That's what this is, so that you can put your nicely painted Dungeons and Dragons character model, especially if it's plastic, in something that is transportable. It's got a clip for the base to hold it in place so it doesn't bang around in your bag.
It's magnetized.
Yep, it's magnetized, so it won't bang around in your bag, and it keeps it gripped together. And it's not expensive.
It's like $6.
Yeah.
It's very reasonably priced or whatever. Yeah. So if you have a mini that you've painted your character in D&D or any role-playing game that you play, you painted it up.
Yep.
And you want to show off a little bit, right? This is a little flash to it, a little flashy.
So let me see something about the underside of this. Here's what I'm wondering. Okay, so I've got an idea here.
Okay.
Right. So let's say you want to double use this thing, right? Put your model in there. Can you do this? Oh no. I was
fly and stand it.
I was hopeful it would be a fly stand or a paint handle. That's something you can make an app. Well, you could use a paint handle like this.
Oh,
You could use
paint handle. That actually would have been a great idea if they did that. What? You could flip it around to a paint handle.
But it does. It magnetizes. Sticks
But it
right
magnetizes. This thing's really cool, especially if it's very reasonably priced to show off your favorite character in your role-playing game, right?
Yeah. You want to carry it with you and you don't want it to get banged around in your bag? There you go.
All right.
So how many times have you done that? You know, you either bring a plastic model. I mean, some obviously the pre-painted models. Those you can throw like some of the monster terrain.
All right, so this is Archon Studios, right?
Yes.
So this came out with the Wolfenstein board game, and so for all of us older people, we remember the original Wolfenstein video game.
Yes.
The video game Wolfenstein. This is the board game of it, and it actually comes with a bunch of minis in it.
There are a ton, and they look really, really awesome. The models are fantastic. So this is similar to. Oh my gosh! There was a Gears of War game. There was, it's by a different company.
It's like 55 models before the door, plastic doors and stuff.
Yeah. There's a ton, and it's a dungeon crawler, right? So I mean, you go around and you're the good guys. You're trying to shoot the bad guys. That's the easiest way to describe it. There's a story that goes along as you unveil stuff, and you're trying to and you're basically fighting. You're fighting Nazis, right? I mean, that's what it is. It's
for anyone not familiar with Wolfenstein.
That's what it is. Yeah.
And they got like some weird science stuff going
on.
Right?
Like weird sciencey stuff. Yeah,
and you literally are just fighting Nazis. That's what the game is.
It's super. The models. I think the models look super cool in this. That's the ones that I really like the models. And they have a lot of the characters from the original video games too that are in there, so you can get. You can get down with that. That's pretty neat.
It's one of those ones that, like, if you enjoyed the video game, you like dungeon crawlers.
Yep.
This is for you, right? Like, and you enjoy minis and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
All right, and the final thing we're going to talk about is Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering actually, no, that's next month, right? It's Brothers War is next month. What was it? This Infinity. That's what it was this month.
Next month that's with the Transformers cards.
With the Brothers War, but that'll be in next month's video.
Transformers.
But so Wizards of the Coast released a game night free for all, and so what this is it literally has 5 different decks,
pre-constructed,
monocolor decks to play against each other.
Yep. So, I like this because I have several friends that used to play Magic the Gathering, and they sold all their stuff, and they're afraid to get back into it because they're like, oh my gosh, how am I going to be able to afford this game, right? Because it's going to be so expensive. If I have to go out, if I got to build decks and I'm going to get into it, I'm going to get hooked. This is a great way, number one, to introduce people that have never played Magic the Gathering to Magic the Gathering, and it's also a safe way to get your friends that, don't want to have to go out and invest in a bunch of stuff to have decks that are designed to play each other competitively.
That's one of the harder things in Magic is like knowing decks comparable to each other, right? And so, but this one, they are designed to fight each other.
Yes.
So if you were looking to get your buddies into the game, right, and it's like,
and one person's not going to feel like, oh, well, I have the worst deck, and I'm going to, I don't have a chance to win, and this other deck is always going to win. These are they're balanced for each other. That play.
Yeah. And it's fun, but this is what this is the gateway.
Yes, absolutely is.
This actually starts the madness because it's Magic.
Be forewarned.
90% of people who play Magic go, I'm going to build my own deck, and then they open up Pandora's box, right? Like,
that's right.
They're all
be forewarned. Be forewarned
about Magic, free for all. But it's cool that Magic does that. Occasionally releases that. But we figured we'd let you guys know that.
I'm excited about that. That's a good Halloween.
There's some really cool stuff this month.
Jack Porkins approves.
Jack Porkins approves of this.
Yes, he does.
Well, if you enjoy this video, please leave a like and subscribe. We generally do appreciate it. It helps grow the channel, and that's what we're trying to do. Also, if you're looking to get any of this stuff, please check your friendly local game store first. If they can't get it, you're welcome to check out the Guardtower.com. I'll leave the link in the subscription below. And always, Barlow, I appreciate you coming out and doing this.
Man. I love it. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everyone. Everyone have a safe and wonderful Halloween. We'll see you around. Bye, everybody.